Hi, my name is John with ecigExpress, and today we're going to be covering DIY mixing for personal use. DIY mixing allows greater control over the quality of flavorings as well as the nicotine in your liquid. For the purposes of today's tutorial, we will be using a 10 milliliter Berry Crunch Crispy recipe. For the sake of simplicity in this tutorial, we will be mixing with syringes and using mils and percentages as a point of reference. When mixing, we often use 10 ml bottles because it helps conserve on materials as well as it's easy to convert into percentages. Remember to always protect yourself and your product and mix using safe procedures. As you can see, I've got my personal protective equipment and my flavorings and my nicotine base laid out in front of me along with these syringes. So today we're going to be starting with a ripe strawberry flavor by Signature. It calls for 0.2 mils of this flavoring for this particular recipe. Okay. Now as you can see, I'm using a different syringe for each flavor. That's to not cause any cross-contamination. So this next flavor we're using is Capella's Marshmallow, and we're going to be using 0.2 mils for this recipe as well. Okay. Next up, we have Rice Crunchies by Signature, and this recipe calls for 0.4 milliliters of this flavor. And because I'm using a 10 ml bottle, these mils can also be converted into percentages. So 0.4 mils in a 10 ml bottle is also known as 4%. So the next flavoring we have up is Berry Crunch by Signature, and we're going to use 0.4 mils or 4% for this flavor. Our very last flavor is Bavarian Cream by Signature, and we are going to use 0.2 mils for this flavor. All right. So now all that's left is to do our nicotine base. So I'm going to grab my base and my larger syringe. And I'm going to go ahead and try to fill this syringe up to about 8.5 mils to get us just about there. All right. Go ahead and fill the rest with base. I'm using a 6 milligram nicotine for this particular one, but that is really up to the user and how much nicotine you'd like in your juice. Okay. Set these down. Let's put in our tip, screw on our cap. Let's give it a real good shake. Okay, so it may be ready to vape as a testing kind of flavor, but you know, for ultimate steeping, we really recommend time because there really is no substitute for that. There are other people that are using hot water or crock pots or even sonic cleaners. That about wraps it up for these. Hey there. It's been a week since we mixed up our Berry Crunch Crispy recipe. We've allowed it that time to steep the flavor to its maximum potential. So to recap, we always want to make sure that we mix using safe procedures, including wearing PPE, which is personal protective equipment, as well as mixing in a clean, safe environment away from pets or children. It's recommended that one uses a mixing tray in order to contain all of the ingredients and syringes and mixing utensils without spillage. So that's a wrap for our DIY mixing tutorial. My name is John with ecigExpress. Be sure to keep a lookout for more product reviews and tutorials.